Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So as you can tell, we are back home. We arrived home at about 2:30. And I can tell you I am only this awake, which isn't much. Look at these eyes. Because I put a heaping scoop of my focused energy in here today to help me. I need that. I might need another scoop later on to get me through the rest of the day, but it's definitely helpful. Good morning, Amy. So, as I promised, every time I read a chapter, hey Andy, every time I read a chapter, I'm going to share with you guys out of my The Art of Saying No book, which I am in love with. Each chapter is only about 3 to 5 minutes of reading, so it's pretty good. And there's some days, if I have time, like this morning, I did not have time to read more than one chapter. Sometimes I like to read a couple chapters and share the overall senses of those two. But today I only had time to read the one because you know how it is when you come home. We got home at about 2:30. When I travel, keep a garbage bag in my suitcase. And all the dirty clothes for everyone that's on that trip goes into there. Hey, Kirsty, goes into that garbage bag. So when I get home, even if I'm traveling via suitcase, one suitcase will end up having the tied garbage bag of dirty clothes in it, and the other suitcases will be loaded up with everything else. When I get home, all I have to do is take that dirty bag and bring it out into the laundry area and divide it up to do laundry instead of sifting through or washing all the laundry because dirty and clean were together. So we got home. I dumped all that out. Washed Ryan's comforter, which is now in the dryer, and emptied all the bags out and all that kinds of stuff. So this morning I had to continue doing laundry, take care of the dogs, and do dishes. So I had a little less time of reading, but what I read was very informative. Okay, so this is what I read. There was a takeaway in here, but it talks about, like, the title of this one is, we want to avoid seeming selfish, which is so true. I think a lot of us kind-hearted individuals that say no to people, that feel guilty for saying no to people, I think a lot of that guilt also comes from the fact that we don't want other people to think that we're selfish. Like, we do things throughout the day so people can tell that we are not a selfish type of person, whether it's holding a door for somebody, smiling at a stranger, listening to a stranger's super long story while you're waiting in line at the grocery store to pay for your groceries. We do very many things so people will know that we are not selfish. And another thing is always saying yes. So with that being said, oh, epic fail. Look what I just did. Dun, dun, dun. I almost want to just lick it up. That shows how tired I am. I want to just lick it off the counter. Well, it's going to stay there really quick until I figure out. Hey, Ryan, could you maybe bring me a towel or a paper towel? I made a really big mess. I legit want to lick that off the counter. That's a waste of Shakeology. So anyways, let me finish what I'm talking about and then I could work on that. Plus I got it all over my laptop. I'm going to be Butterfingers today. That's what happens when I'm sleepy. I am Butterfingers, just so everybody knows. So if I start dropping things, it's because I'm tired. A good thing that this is a level desk and it's not coming towards my body. But anyways, so let me talk what I was talking about. So that's another big reason why we're yes people, is because we don't want people to think we're selfish. We don't want people to think that we only do for ourselves. So there's a passage in here I wanted to read. There's actually two passages in here that I really, really liked that stood out to me. So I highlighted it so I can share it with you guys. It says, we have a limited number of hours to play with each day. That means every time we say yes to someone, we're saying no to someone or something else. And every time we say no, we free ourselves to spend the time and attention on another person or interest, including ourselves. So I want you guys to put a 1 in the comments if you agree with that. If you agree with the fact that we only have limited time throughout the day. We all have the same 24 hours. You shouldn't make your minutes any more important to someone else other than yourselves. So let me get a 1 in the comments if you agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I think that is spot on. This one I agree with even more. And this one I want you to put a number 2 in the comments if you agree with it and it gave you a, okay, type of thought. Self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary. The problem is if you're constantly saying yes to other people, putting their priorities ahead of your own, you won't have the time or energy to care for yourself, and you'll slowly become irritated, cynical, and miserable. The most responsible thing you can do is to care for yourself before you cater to others. What? So true, so true. And it's so funny because in this 80-day program, if you guys remember, I don't know if you saw my post, but I'm hitting phase 2. So phase 2 started yesterday. So she talks a lot about, the creator of the program talks a lot about self-care and how important self-care is. And that's something that I've been doing more of, taking those daily naps. I've always done the self-care of getting my hair done, getting my nails done. I get my lashes done, which I'm in need of both. Look at these. So Friday, Saturday, I'll be all back to normal come the weekend. So self-care is super, super important. But people don't think of saying no to people as self-care. And it totally is. Because the simple fact that, hey Sam, because the simple fact of when you say no to someone else, you have the availability to say yes to yourself or to your family. Do you notice that the more time you put into helping other people, the more time that you're pushing your family off, the less time you have to be with your family and to say yes to them? That is something that I was learning. I mean, I timeshare with my children, so for me, sometimes saying yes to people doesn't take away my time with them, but it surely does take away my time with Alex if it's not something that we're doing together. So if you're one like me that does for your family before you do for yourself, maybe having that mindset of you are taking away from your family when you're constantly saying yes to everybody else. You are not leaving any time to be with them. Hey, Debbie. So I'm going to go clean up my hot mess that's here on my desk. For those of you that did not see my Butterfinger moment, you have to go back and watch the replay, and I want you to hashtag replay in the comments if you're watching the replay. But I want you to think of ways for self-care for yourself. Things that you could do for yourself. So if you're not saying yes to other people, what could you do with that time? A nice relaxing bath, maybe a meditating bath, a nap, a nice walk, a massage. Think of things that you could be doing for yourself or for others that you love if you said no to other people. So I want you to have a terrific Tuesday, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.